Well, guys, you know me, can't leave well enough alone. So, a little disappointed with the results of my TMC. I can blame the temperature in the garage all I want, and yes, it plays a huge part. I mean, 5 degrees temperature is from where I normally shoot at is huge, and I should do a video demonstrating that particular difference from a room temperature CO2 to a plus 5 degrees CO2, and you'd be surprised at the difference. But in any case, you know, racking my brain thinking, what can I do? I did have a lighter spring that was purchased from Tech T installed in my valve here. So this is the spool, the power tube and valve from the TMC. And the pin is still, I mean, it's still quite difficult to push. It's a fine line you walk here because the spring has to be strong enough to keep the valve closed. And just when you think it's closed, it can actually open under air pressure when the marker's charging. So I decided I'm gonna dig through my box of springs. I found some springs, or a spring. I have one spring that fits this from my Berna experiments, and I'm just gonna swap it out and hopefully it works. So to disassemble this, you gotta remove this nut here. You can see I had thread tape on it. Probably have to peel that stuff off. Once that's free, it's as simple as getting that thing out of there. That's the only thing securing it in. There are wrench flats here, or a wrench flat. I'll grab the biggest gosh darn set of adjustable wrench I can. You just kind of gently twist it, just to break the suction on the O-ring. Might have to push it out actually, but again, at least now I know the suction's broke, so I'm gonna stick this wooden dowel down there. And this wooden dowel doesn't fit. Jeez, you'd think I'd come prepared better. Well, let me find something else. All right, well, maybe I'm just crazy and I have to remove the velocity adjuster. I don't remember having to though, but we're going to anyways. Try this again. No. Whatever. I was going down the right road. I didn't need to adjust or remove my velocity screw. So I'm just gonna readjust it here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put some thread tape on this time before I put it back in there. So to get to this valve spring that's inside here, just need something. Oh, there you go, it just fell out. So the pin is usually pushing against this cap, creates some tension, and then this pin locks it in. But in this case, there isn't much tension on this spring, which is, I find that kind of odd considering how much tension is on the pin when I'm pressing on it, right? So once that roll pin is removed, or drive pin, I'll remove the gap, and that's the spring that's inside there now. All right, drop my valve pin back in there, and that's the new spring. So this is the factory spring. No, not factory. Tech T Lightened 98 variant spring. And this is a Burna spring that I just had and doesn't work in the Burna, so it gets tagged and boxed. Gonna drop it in there. Put this plug back in. And I put my pin back in. I think this spring might be a hair too short. I'll show you why here in a sec. So I'm gonna blow in this. Yeah, this, like you can see now, I can easily push that bottom of that pin out. You want it easy, but not too easy. Otherwise, you'll get a leak. And I think I'm getting one. I always like to get the old tape off. That way I just know I've made a better seal. Or a good seal, anyways. Get a good piece of tape here. Only needs like 3 wraps, guys. You don't need to overdo it with this stuff. First thing though, I'm gonna set my velocity with a piece of red tape. I'm just gonna do probably just 1 wrap. All right. So the way I do this is, you look down there, you'll be able to see it when it kind of just pokes its head out. It'll be right on this side, right about there. I can see it coming. Yeah, you guys aren't gonna be able to see that, but essentially what you don't want is the screw intruding into this hole here. Otherwise, that's gonna cut your velocity. All right, let's put a dab of lube on here. Make sure the holes line up. Like that. Take your nut that you've already taped. Tighten it down. Oh. Doesn't need a bunch of ugga-duggas, guys. Just till it stops. Like that. All right, let's shove this thing back in the marker. See if it'll hold air. Got a feeling this is gonna be a tad short though. But you never know until you test it. All right, guys, back together. Lightest valve spring I've probably ever installed. I'm not even gonna bother with CO2 on this test. I will reuse the same, ooh, she's cold, bottle I was using yesterday. Hopefully that's in focus. It says it still has 2,000 PSI left. It tested at 750 PSI. It is now 14 degrees Celsius in my garage. Yay! Burna Kinetics. Best number on this bottle yesterday with this barrel, this setup, was 400 feet per second. My main concern is a leak. I got a sneaking suspicion this valve spring might be a little too light, but that's what you're here for. Okay, it didn't leak. Well, that's the gosh darn miracle. Okay, well, Burna Kinetics. So best number yesterday was 400, I said. It's like 20, almost 25 joules. Now, cold air does affect HBA, not nearly as dramatic as CO2. I mean, you might see, really, you just see some reduced output. Might see like a 10 FPS difference. It's not gonna be anything huge, so I can't make any excuses this time. All right, there goes nothing. .404. It is a little bit hotter. The ball speed, not the temperature. 404. .406. So we definitely picked up a little bit. The high yesterday was 400, and then it dropped down to like 390s. I got one other bottle to try here. This is the mystery bottle. So, if you're wondering what on-off I'm using there, this is the Home Defense 24 on-off. This thing is working amazing. Essentially, it's like, well, here, I got a Vulcan on-off right here. This is supposed to degas when you open it or close it. It works like 50% of the time. And that depends on which bottle you're using it on. This has had no problems on any of my bottles. So I'll probably have to get more of those. It does work very well. This is also from Home Defense. .1100 PSI. You say, don't do it, Sean, don't do it. Remember what I said when I stick things where they don't belong? Yeah, that's my evil laugh. Okay, let's air this thing up. Did I charge this? I don't remember. I did. Same Burna Kinetics. Whoa, 458. A little bit hotter. 454. Ooh, this tank is shooting like my CO2 normally shoots. CO2 has done very well in this marker, and that's why I was so disappointed. And I'm making this video now. But I'm super happy with that. This marker will eat 1100 PSI all day, as I have tested it in the past. So I'll have to do the numbers on that, but I'll keep this video shorter. Hopefully it warms up a little bit soon and we can do some more CO2 tests. I do have some M17 stuff in the pipe. Got to test some balls with the Berna pistol. Yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share. Catch you on the next one.